And one reason that people have been fleeing some of these other places is because crime throughout this country is totally out of control in these leftist jurisdictions. I mean, they've really attacked law enforcement over the last many years, slashing funding for law enforcement, saying they're going to defund. You know, they say they want to take money from police and give it to like social services. Well, you know, if somebody comes and is like robbing your house, you're going to call a social worker to help you if you need help? Well, actually, here, you probably just take care of it yourself. You wouldn't even need to call anyone, but, you know. That's what we said. You know, after Hurricane Ian hit down in South Florida, we said, you know, do not loot in Florida. Do not do it. And, you know, we'll hold you accountable, you know, with the law, but I think you should be worried even more than that. You go into someone's place, a private residence, you never know what's lurking behind that door, and it may be a very, very bad afternoon for you if you try to do that. But we have stood for law enforcement. We are very tough on crime. You're not going to see us releasing criminals back on the street like they do in New York or like they do in some of these other places. Not going to happen. And we also see, you know, these prosecutors in places like Los Angeles and San Francisco, they get elected because they get funding, massive funding, by people like George Soros. And they put them in, and they basically have very radical views about how crime should be approached. And what they decide to do, they can't ever get these changes through the legislature because they're insane. So they basically just don't enforce the laws that they disagree with. So they make themselves a law unto themselves, and then basically the inmates run the asylum in the community. They steal, they assault, they do all these different things. So people haven't felt safe, and it's absolutely contributed to a mass exodus out of some of these places. We don't tolerate that in Florida. I mean, we ensure our prosecutors follow the law. We had a fellow down in Tampa that thought he was above the law, and we took action, and we got him out. And we'll make sure to continue to do that if people aren't meeting their obligations under the Constitution.